So with all the panic shopping that's been going on here, at least for definitely almost close to a month, I've never seen shelves in grocery stores this empty. Every time I go in there, it's empty except for certain foods, but for everything else that people buy, they just been running through it like they're not going to make any more food. I don't understand what's up with the panic buying. Doesn't make sense. They allow you to go to the grocery store even though you are locked down in certain places, or maybe it's a stay at home, a particular order you have. They're not stopping you from going to the grocery store, but yet people panic buying. Now, I worked in a grocery store many years ago, and I want to talk about one particular store that's in this store, HEB. And I worked at night to restock groceries, and I've seen like when it was around Thanksgiving time and people buying a lot of food and they clearing the shelves out. It is hard to do that job, to restock all of that when it's empty. They gotta go through there. They gotta see what's empty. They gotta make sure to put the orders in for everything and make sure enough come in because, hey, the people, need the food, right? So your healthcare workers and your grocery store workers right now are doing a hard job. And if you go into the grocery store and you see them stocking something, pass by and tell them I appreciate, the hard work you're doing for everybody, because that is not an easy job. Trust me. I was letting you guys know that. I used to stock groceries myself. So this at HEB, what they started to do, in which a lot of stores, Kroger, etc., they had cut down their hours so they can have time to restock, because most of the time the stores were staying open. At least at Kroger, sometime it was like midnight and they were open right back up at 6 o'clock. So it was only shut down 6 hours. So it's that bad where everybody got cut hours back. So what they're saying that while people across the state, we talking about Texas as well, are being told to stay at home and avoid, gathering in large groups in an attempt to slow the spread of, the coronavirus. They said their employees that regularly find themselves surrounded by hordes of anxious shoppers frantically stocking up on beans and toilet paper. Now, in an acknowledgement of the uncomfortable position, this one worker by the name of Logan job presents said one well-meaning customer patted Logan's shoulder and thanked him for showing up for work. He said it was kind but unnerving gesture. He said, I really can't say don't do that. He said Logan, who asked his name not to be used, because he was not authorized to speak about his workplace, so you just got to smile and run away. He said, now grocery store workers, across the state of Texas and all over the country are suddenly finding themselves on the front lines of the coronavirus pandemic, forced to interact with hundreds of people per day and working in one of the few businesses staying open as restaurants and lounges are shuttered. Well, in the state of Texas, the restaurants are open both for takeout and you can do delivery like your Uber Eats, Postmates, etc., or drive-through. Now, it says scared for their health. It's saying lacking personal protective equipment reserved for medical personnel. It said grocery store workers across Texas are now demanding more safeguards and pay for showing up to what is increasingly becoming a high-risk work environment. In their defense, they are dealing with a lot of people, and it's not a requirement to go into the store with masks, at least not yet. But the workers say they need protective equipment. They're going to have to give it to them, interacting with that many people. Now, I know it will be very unnerving to walk to the grocery store and you see all the workers got masks on, but I know some companies say they didn't want to do that because they didn't want to scare the customers. Let me tell you something. If I need to go in the grocery store and all the workers have masks, that's not going to bother me. I'm going to get what I need and get out. But the worker was saying it's like Thanksgiving Day every single day, because Thanksgiving and Christmas, people have a lot of dinners. They buy up a lot of food, as I stated earlier. So, of course, grocery stores is deemed essential business by the state and the federal government, along gas stations, daycares, energy and transportation companies. And these establishments have to stay open because the grocery store is closed down. If the truck drivers stop driving, then you don't have anything. But this is the issue. They need to come up with a better way of doing things. After this, coronavirus situation subside, They need to learn how to operate for natural disasters, pandemics, etc., with laws to say, listen, okay, grocery stores, medical supply, whatever else, we gonna declare it, hey, it's a pandemic, so you can only limit to sell to people X amount, because we can't have what we saw before, people just panic buying. And then you have elderly people out there, or people who's disabled, who can't really get out at certain times. And then they have nothing. I seen a video of a healthcare worker, I think it was a nurse. She was crying. She was saying that she worked 12-hour shifts, and then she needs something from the grocery store, and y'all ran and bought it up from even her. So she couldn't even get anything. I mean, that is part of the problem, that if healthcare workers can't even get food and supplies after they being stuck in the belly of the beast, literally dealing with coronavirus, and they don't even have personal protective equipment themselves because this government failed. You got to admit it. I'm not saying Trump himself, because this was set up way before Trump came in, but this government sold the American people out by shipping all our manufacturing to China. And then now they're getting kicked in the butt with it, where they can't produce enough. Because we do no production. Think about it, we had all our production right here, wouldn't be an issue and problem right now. But this is things that you guys as the people going to deal with your government. My thing is this panic buying, and they still doing it. I thought it would kind of subside, but no, they still doing it. Like, I went in the store the other day and I was looking for, they got this thing called Just Egg. It's a plant-based egg thing they make. And I was looking for that. Man, can't even find that. I said, man, they even taking the Just Egg. And normally it'd be sitting there, but no, they go in there. They went and bought that up because I don't eat eggs. But I'm like, man, I say these people get on my nerves. I said I wish this Corona thing be over with, because you have always find so much in the grocery store that you need, and now people act like they never had food before. I mean, it's not like the people said they was gonna cut your lights off or something. You act like you're gonna run out of food. I don't know. This whole thing is annoying to me. It's really annoying the way people are. It's not even the virus itself, it's the people. But a lot of grocery workers are feeling like that. They say, hey, they need more pay. They need equipment. And these corporations are going to have to give it to them. They're going to have to. Or you're going to see rules pop up that you got to have a mask to come to the store and shop. Maybe you say, well, I don't have a mask. Well, see, I don't know. I don't know what to tell you. But so, cause I'll tell you this much, if those workers start coming down with that corona, that's going to be a bad thing, because you got people in this country that don't listen. They'll probably test positive or something still. Oh, well, I don't really feel symptoms, or it ain't no big deal. I'm gonna go out there and do this and do that and infect other people. So please stay your behind home if you got something, or you think you have something. But leave me a comment there. Don't think about a situation with the grocery store workers are being overwhelmed and want more pay. But, I agree with them 2,000%. I really do. And they got to solve this. They really got to solve this situation.